welcome to my session at Affiliate Summit West 17. Affiliate niches, what's hot and what's not. Very quickly, before getting started, I would like to tell you a few words about myself. I am affiliate program manager at FastSpring, a Santa Barbara-based company for e-commerce and subscription billing. And I'm basically helping advertisers and affiliates make money or make more money from selling digital goods such as software, SaaS, online services, anything with a digital delivery and fulfillment. Today I want to speak to you about, today I want to speak to you about affiliate niches in terms of what's hot at this moment, what can go wrong and end up in tears, and how you can evaluate a niche's potential before starting to invest resources, time and money in this business. So the burning questions on everyone's lips regarding affiliate niches, and by everyone I mean every type of affiliate. Technically, I've been working with thousands of affiliates worldwide, and I've been in direct contact with, let's say, a couple of hundred of affiliates constantly, like chatting, emails, sending birthday messages. So these are basically the questions that come up when discussing with affiliates. And I could say that like half of the guys I am working with are affiliates with a lot of experience in a niche or a couple of niches, and they know everyone. They know the advertisers, the networks, the affiliate managers, their competitors, and they're basically the first ones that are raising a flag when something doesn't go well any longer. Like in 2012, they were making a lot of money from selling a certain type of product, but now they are not making even half of what they used to make. And what they usually want to know is what is next. So what kind of niche should I approach now? Should it be in the same vertical? Should I change verticals? Other affiliates are the media buyer type of affiliates, so they are not necessarily having a passion for a certain vertical, but they want to be in a profitable niche that makes money at a certain moment. And there's also new affiliates that want to get into this business, and it's pretty confusing for them to get started because there's so many niches and they just don't know what to pick. So I think one of the first questions to answer, it would actually be what is a niche after all. And I can say that in general it's a topic of interest for a certain market segment that wants to solve a problem that it's not specific to a large audience, so it's not a common problem. For example, food is not a niche, it's not an affiliate niche, but food for people with gluten allergy, it is a niche because it solves a very specific problem. So speaking about, what is not and what is an affiliate niche, I think we need to make some distinctions between the product categories, the verticals that I think everyone knows. There's like 50 of them, and it's like clothing, computers and electronics, health, online services, finance, travel. So these are verticals. One cannot say that this is an affiliate niche. But once we start, to go to the next layer, I would say that's at least what I call them. It's broad niches, and this is what affiliates usually position themselves. So you meet a guy at Affiliate Summit, and you ask them, so what are you doing right now? In what niche are you working? And he said, like, I'm into, I don't know, weight loss, for example. But what usually happens is that they actually monetize and make money from narrower niches. Like, it's weight loss, the niche, but they are making money from weight loss products for, I don't know, post-pregnant women, just to give an example. So it's actually through the ramification of a broader niche that they get to narrow niches, which end up, making money for them. So speaking on numbers now, what we're looking at when speaking about hot niches, it's those product categories or verticals or market segments. I don't know if they have like a very specific name, and we need to look at them from three perspectives. At least that's what I recommend when helping affiliates earn more money. One is what usually sells online at a certain moment in time, and not necessarily via the affiliate channel. And you'll see that there is a correlation, a strong correlation between what affiliates are selling and what it's being sold online. It's logical. And there's some major categories of products like computers and consumers electronics that is performing really well, books and e-books, I would say, clothing and accessories. And these are health and wellness and beauty. These are among the top performing niches. And the third aspect, the third perspective from which we look at hot niches, it's the evolution in time. So we look if there has been an incremental in the last 2 or 3 years for certain product categories to see if we can identify a rising star. And right now in 2016, and it's going to happen next year, there's a strong focus around family and education, products and services. And this would make sense if you come to think about how much we are speaking right now about work-life balance and self-development. So the increased demand in such products and services is kind of natural, given, I would say, the cultural context of the moment. This is like another way of identifying and labeling a hot niche, a product category that has been increasing a lot in the last 2 or 3 years, I would say. So it's speaking about product categories or verticals, it's computers and electronics that it's performing really well because it had a constant growth along the years. It's clothing and accessories, online services, books and e-books, and family and educational verticals. And speaking about, products and services that are trying to solve some problems and some issues of the consumers. Another aspect of a hot niche is the degree in which it is able to solve a pain point, and the nastier the pain point, the larger the audience and the traffic, the higher the number of conversions an affiliate can get. So it does not need to be something like, I don't know, preventing the Third World War to happen, but it can be a rather small and insignificant problem of a consumer that can actually, create a very hot niche. I usually use and recommend WikiHow for exploring how many pain points are out there, and it's typical articles like how to do a certain thing or how to get done something that you can find there. And basically by Googling that keyword, you can see the competition right now, you can see the advertisers and the affiliate programs on the market. And what I would also like to point out here is not to confuse a key phrase or a long tail keyword with a pain point. For example, in a situation like how to remove duplicate files from my computer, this is not an affiliate niche. This is a pain point. There's products, software products that can uh, that one can sell and that will solve the issue, but the niche is not the same thing with a keyword or with a key phrase. And another aspect of the hot niches is, and this is what usually affiliates are looking for and asking for. So please tell me what nobody is doing right now. So I want to be the first one on this market. I just want some new products that nobody else has thought about or nobody else is promoting. So this might sound like the opposite of what I said before regarding being in a competitive vertical, but this time I'm not referring to the vertical, but to those broad and narrow niches that, that affiliates are actually monetizing. So this is just a brief example of, you know, how the ramification goes. It's taken from impact radius, so it's their categories under computers and electronics, which, as I mentioned, it's one of the hottest verticals right now. An affiliate can find several broad niches, as you can see, and under the software niche, which is the one that I'm very familiar with right now, we can speak about hundreds of narrow niches, and it's there where I recommend affiliates, you know, to do researches and to focus. Obviously, one cannot focus on just one narrow niche. It should be 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. It can be the case when it's just one narrow niche that an affiliate focuses on, but it's usually more than one. So just a basic example, the antivirus example, it solves a big pain point. It's in a hot vertical, but it's not enough. So in order to have more chances, you know, of getting more traffic, one should look at those hot narrow niches, and for example, yes, antivirus for Mac can be one of those narrow niches. So I know it sounds like very, it's in theory it sounds nice, but I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can actually do that yourself. It's not hard, but it's not easy either because it's pretty much time consuming. So after you decide, so I imagine there's affiliates that have a long time experience in one or several niches and that want to diversify. There's affiliates that are just starting now and they want to find a cool vertical to focus on, or I don't know, there's affiliates who just want to know what's next and, I don't know, plan for 2017, 2018, 2020 since now. And what I recommend in this case when picking up on a niche that it's hot, so it should be in a very popular and competitive vertical, and it should solve a bigger or a smaller pain point. But when deciding on the narrow niches, now it's harder. So you should work with the affiliate networks. It's the easiest way, rather than starting to browse Amazon for product categories and related ideas, which I think would take like 6 months just for you to have an overview on what's on Amazon right now. I would recommend you to work with the affiliate network and ask them for their best-selling products. It can be 100 to start with, but it can be much more than that. It depends on each affiliate's resources. And then start researching each item according to a profitability criteria list that we'll speak about as well. Because it's important, because it's your money and it's your time to do this, you know, to do this research before actually starting to invest in a certain business. And then you should ask yourself how many advertisers are right there on the market and select minimum 2 merchants to A/B test their offers. I usually recommend testing one advertiser that is like really competitive and really like has a very good brand that sells, and along with a smaller advertiser, because you can have nicer prices from the smaller guys in this case. So my profitability criteria list, I think it's something that many of you have thought about. So it's not something that it's kind of, it kind of makes sense in this context. So it's, I assume that any affiliate, it can be a single affiliate or a company that has a big team doing so, is thinking of these things, you know, before starting to promote a product or several products. So if the niche is one of the trending now verticals, the trending now verticals for 2017 can change. For example, nobody was selling drones 3 years ago or 5 years ago. So this is something that is changing. But for 2017, I told you that there's 5 really hot segments, market segments right now. Is it a broad or a narrow niche? It's important. It's important so that you don't start with a narrow niche. So you don't start with just antivirus for Mac. You should start, you know, with antivirus in general, and then, you know, go to the other layers. Are there pain points or hobbies or passions associated with this niche? This is easier for affiliates that actually want to monetize on their hobbies, like photography. They want to blog about photography, which is, by the way, a rising star also. It's not in the top 10. It's a small niche, but it's the products and the services and the affiliate programs that you can find photography related, starting from cameras to software and apps for editing photos. They are more numerous, and there's a lot of affiliates going into this space as well. And this can be translated like, actually, how can you tell if the niche is associated with pain points, or so is the related ideas that you can find on Google's. You can use the Google AdWords keyword tool. It's a free tool. I think most of you have used it, although you don't do paid search campaigns, because it gives you an idea of the market, the average searches. And I would say that it should be, for a niche to be okay, should be more than 10,000 related searches for a keyword category, at least 10,000 searches monthly. And after that, as I said, the advertisers that are in this niche are also very important. Are there famous brands that you can identify? Are their affiliate programs competitive? Are they on the right networks? How many of them? So are there on the market? So and this is important too, because you know, a good affiliate offer, it's usually something very competitive when there's more advertisers there, so not just 1 or 2. And how many other affiliates are promoting those products? This is harder, I think, for you to do yourselves. It requires some tools that are usually some paid tools. Some of the guys are here exhibiting at the Affiliate Summit. I would not name them. I don't want to encourage you to use a certain tool or other, but there's some of them that you can actually find and test. if you want to see what backlinks are to the offers that you identified, and if those are affiliate links. So this would be the profitability criteria list that you should look at before starting to work in a certain affiliate niche. And then in terms of what is not hot, I would say that I would not want to name certain product categories, but you can check the Google content restrictions by visiting their advertising policies. And the thing is that it's the issue here with what is not hot is that products and services that have restrictions or that are even prohibited on Google or Facebook will actually restrict your access to the biggest traffic sources, which are Google and Facebook. So this is the main issue here. It's not that a certain product is bad or it's good, but if you'll not be able, to use the largest traffic sources that are out there, it's not something that I would recommend you to do. Basically, I think what everyone would like, to know about this session, which are the hottest niches. And as I said, there's thousands, more than thousands of affiliate niches out there. The important thing is that you select one that is in the right category, one that has an increased online demand for their products and services, one that affiliates are promoting, and one that had a very good evolution in terms of affiliates that promoted it along the last years. And those categories you are able to see them earlier. And then once you decide on the vertical, a hot niche should be one that would solve a bigger or a smaller pain point that people are facing. And this will allow you to have access to a large audience, to have the traffic that you should be able to convert afterwards. And even in narrow niches that might not by themselves be very, would not allow you to have lots of traffic, but if you focus on several of them, you'll see that the combined traffic of the narrow niches can be quite significant. And then you should look at what I said before, that your access to the biggest traffic sources is not restricted. So you would be able to advertise via Facebook ads if you want, or via paid search ads via the Google network. So basically, when I'm helping affiliates make more money, this is the criteria that I use. Now, I'm sure that it depends quite a lot on the type of the affiliate. If it's a content affiliate, of course, they focus on certain type of content, so they would not be able to diversify that much and start writing about something that they are not familiar about. It makes things easier for the media buying type of affiliates because they can do almost anything as long as they are not in niches where traffic is being restricted. For new affiliates, I think that they should focus on the cool verticals that have an increased online demand right now, and use the profitability criteria list that I explained earlier before starting, to invest in that specific niche. So now I'm curious if you have any questions, if any of you here was in the situation of of going into a niche about they knew nothing about at the beginning, or if they had success with going into a certain niche, or if they failed. Yes, exactly. So the affiliate, those publishers actually um, started to focus on those segments. So there are publishers that were, I don't know, focusing only on letting, on or only on rentals, or so you want to say that the publishers started to diversify and focus only on those certain narrow niches that you mentioned. Yes, that's correct. Yes, that's correct. So it's um, it, it, it's a sort of a learning curve for the affiliates, but it's kind of the same niche. It's just those narrow niches that give them that experience. So yeah, that's correct. In the digital goods space, what happened was that we are now experiencing the transition from downloadable software apps to cloud-based, SaaS-based apps. So maybe it's not such a dramatic change in the type of the product, but it's a change on the way the fulfillment is being done. So it's not a one-time payment or one-time per year payment any longer. It's a monthly subscription or annual subscription. So these kind of transitions are natural. So this is how the economy works, and it's pretty much logical that the affiliates are adapting to it. So if you guys have more questions or you want to share your, I don't know, experiences with affiliate niches, or are curious about how affiliates, your advertisers, and you're curious to know how to get affiliates from a certain niche to work with you. Uh, this is a really good question. So if you gave me $250,000 and you told me to choose three niches, yes, I'm going to be. My answer is a little bit biased because it will be. I will pick the niches that I'm familiar with. So, yes, I would pick business software as a niche, gaming, and maybe something in gambling or something like that. I'll- it's all products with digital fulfillment. So, as I said, this is my favorite segment. So my answer is subjective, but of course, if you ask an affiliate who used to be in the health vertical all his lifetime, he would probably choose something with weight loss or something like that. Okay, thank you for attending the session. I know that most of you wanted to hear about, to have the list of top performing verticals and niches at this moment. I hope that I was able to answer at least a few of your questions and that you'll use this information in your future work, either if you want to diversify what you are currently doing, you want to add new products to the portfolio, or just want to enter the affiliate marketing business right now. So thanks a lot for your time.